Hey guys, how's it going? Quidden here, and this is probably one of the most ambitious smartphone cameras that I've ever laid my hands on. This is the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. That's right folks, this is the name that Samsung decided to roll with. Ultra. Alright, so let's start with this. This phone is all about the camera. Let me just get that out real quick. So let me show you. Boom! Here at the back, you have this huge camera module right here. 4 cameras in this phone. Let me show you real quick. You have the ultra wide angle lens here, 12 megapixel photos. Here you have the wide angle lens or the main sensor. Guess what? 108 megapixels. Let's just take a moment to appreciate that. 108. Okay, moment over. Let's move on. Over here you have the depth sensor, or what they call the TOF or time of flight sensor. 0.3 megapixels. And finally right here, you see, this is what makes this phone so ultra, okay? This is the 48 megapixel periscope lens or the telephoto lens. And Samsung calls this folded lens technology because you actually have lenses inside that fold and adjust depending on how far you're zooming in order to give you a better image quality with as little loss of quality as possible as you try to zoom in. Although once you get to 100x zoom, okay, you're gonna see some loss of quality and there's gonna be some help from software in order to accomplish 100 times zoom. And yeah, there's a very fancy name, space zoom. Okay, so let me just demonstrate real quick. Let's go to the camera. Okay, you have the main lens 1.0. Zoom back, you switch to the ultra wide angle lens. Zoom in and you switch to the telephoto lens. Let's go back. We can manually adjust, and you will see that as we zoom in, at some point when you switch from 3 times zoom to 4 times, it switches from the wide angle lens to the telephoto lens. Let's zoom out. And you will see that at some point in time from 1.0, when we dip below 1.0 zoom, it switches to the ultra wide angle lens. Video capabilities. This phone is the first smartphone in the world that can take 8K videos. But there's a limitation. You can only take 8K videos in 30 FPS. Okay, if you want to take videos at 60 FPS, you're gonna have to downgrade and switch to 4K or 1080p. I'll try to show you some pictures that I took. This was taken using the wide angle lens. Zoom out to ultra wide, zoom in to telephoto, zoom in all the way using the space zoom to 100x. Okay, some night photos, crisp and clear. I took this with a tripod to be as steady as possible. And you can see in this photo that I took in the elevator, you can zoom all the way and see the text, and it's very clear. You can even see the text right here where it says Grand Club. This photo right here, wide, ultra wide, telephoto. Some more night shots. Very clear, very nice photos. And this is the photo, this is the 8K video that I took earlier. Okay, you can see some, it's not as smooth because this was only taken in 30 FPS. Now this is a 4K video. It's so much smoother. 4K 60 FPS, see? Okay, let me just go back and show you the 8K video. So you can see that it's really 8K. And this here, this right here is a 1080p video. Okay, so I'm also excited. Okay, so we're done with the camera. I'm also excited about the screen on this phone. This phone is the first Samsung phone to have 120Hz display. Okay, the S20 series. So if you go here to your settings, go to display, you see this option right here, motion smoothness. This allows you to switch between high refresh rate and standard refresh rate. And you can see as I try to scroll, okay, in 60 FPS, it's not as smooth as say 120 FPS. So aside from that, of course, one of the best display panels so far in the market from Samsung, Super AMOLED 2.0 display, okay, with a punch hole in the center. Curved edges, which I really like. Very nice display, very vivid. Okay, so real quick, let me just list down the specs. This phone runs on Exynos 990 processor, octa-core. There are two variants depending on where you got your phone. The global version is gonna come with a Mali G77 MP11 GPU, while the USA version is gonna come with Adreno 650. This phone comes with 12 gigabytes of LPDDR5 RAM, 128 gigabytes of UFS 3.0 storage. It runs Android 10.0 out of the box with a Samsung OneUI 2.1. It has this unit that I have here is hybrid dual SIM. There's a single SIM version and it supports 5G. Okay, so let me show you right here. Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G. This phone is IP68 dust and water resistant. There's no audio jack, but it does have dual loudspeakers. So let's take a look real quick. Clean at the left. Bottom you have micro USB Type-C and the bottom fire speakers. Here you have volume rocker and the Bixby button, which you can remap. Top you have the SIM card, hybrid SIM card, hybrid dual SIM card. In-display fingerprint sensor. Not much of an improvement in terms of speed or accuracy, but it works. Compared to Galaxy S10, more or less the same fingerprint sensor. Battery is a 5000 milliamp hour battery that charges at up to 45 watts and supports wireless charging. The phone comes in Cosmic Black, which is what we have, and Cosmic Gray colors. Okay, so I guess the question right here that remains is, what does it cost? Okay, so at the time that I'm taking this video, we haven't heard anything from Samsung yet. They haven't revealed the price, but it has been rumored to cost around 1,500 USD or 1,350 euro. That's around 75k Philippine pesos. So it's a bit on the high end, and this is a high-end phone. So I guess my question to you is this phone worth it? Will you get a Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra for all the features that I just showed you, mainly the camera and the display. And of course, having the latest and greatest smartphone, the fastest phone that you can get your hands on so far. If you have any questions, leave them at the comments box below. I'll try to get back to you on the next video. In the meantime, please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Hit that bell button. And I'll see you in the next video. This has been Tech Kuya. Paalam!